Imagine you have to build a microservices based system. So, what patterns would you apply and why? API gateway pattern, uh, where it fits like entry point for all external clients like front end, mobile application, third party APIs. Why we use it? Because it hides internal microservices architecture from the outside world. It can handle cross cutting concerns like authentication, rate limiting, request logging, and request response aggregation. You can expose a unified API, for example, slash users, slash orders, even if those coming from the multiple microservices internally. If, for example, if we have the services like user services, order services, and inventory services. API gateway can route slash API slash users for the user services and slash API slash orders for the order services and slash API slash products for the inventory services. We can combine data from multiple services before returning to the client. Saga or sub saga pattern. So it is fit only for the managing distributed transactions across multiple services. Why we use it? Because microservices do not share a common database. So single business transaction like placing an order may span multiple services. You like I have to we have to use the Saga to ensure data consistency using local transactions and compensating actions. For example, if I'm placing an order, it involves order services, creates an order, payment services to change the user, inventory services to reserve the stock. So if the payment services fails, the Saga triggers compensating actions like cancel the order in order services, release stock in the inventory services. So sub saga is basically used when a single saga can be broken down into the smaller reusable steps or workflows. For example, payment saga and inventory saga inside a larger order saga. Next one is circuit breaker packet pattern, where it fits between services that depend on each other. Why we use it? To prevent cascading failures and improve resilience. If one of the services down or responding slowly, a circuit breaker will trip after repeated failures, stop forwarding new requests temporarily, return a fallback or error immediately instead of overloading the failing services. For example, if order services calls payment services or payment services is slow and or unreachable, the circuit breaker detects the issue after a threshold of failures. It opens the circuit and prevents the further calls for a cool down period. This keeps the system responsive and allows recovery. Next one is bulk head, not bubble pattern. The bulk head pattern basically isolates different parts of the system so that failure in a one part does not sink the whole system, like compartments in the ship, where it fits in services or third pools, handling different workloads. So why we have to use it? To contain failures and improve fault isolation. For example, if notification services sends both emails and SMS messages, you can separate them into two pools, even or even microservices. If SMS sending fails due to external API issue, the email system still work fine. So we have checked that we have so many patterns like we have used the API gateway for entry point, Subsaga pattern for business transaction, circuit breaker for service to service calls, bulkhead for service isolation, and purpose of like API gateway is to unify access, routing, authentication. Subsaga basically to uh, distribute consistency across services. Circuit breaker to prevent cascading failures. Bulkhead to contain resources failure per function. API gateway basically in a single words, if you are not able to recall it, you have to remember like API gateway controls and simplifies client access. Subsaga basically ensures consistency without distributed transaction. Circuit breaker basically protect the system from dependent service failures. Bulkhead keeps one failure from bringing down everything.